Alright, before this video starts, I just want to say, yes, I know Update 45 was released a few days ago. Yes, I'm going to release a video on that next weekend. That's basically it. Roll film. So, Tuber. We've all heard of Tuber before. They're pretty much the second largest Bloons channel on YouTube. I say second largest because SJB is only 2k ahead of them, but they're probably going to surpass SJB in a few weeks. So, a few weeks ago, around 2, they uploaded a video in where they tried to get as far as possible with only money-making towers. Now, as a late-game Bloons tuber, I wanted to see how far they could actually get, so I clicked on this video and skipped immediately to the end. No watch hours from me! Anyway, they got to around 140, then skipped to 200 and died immediately. So I decided, what if I did this? Because one of the biggest mistakes in this run is that they didn't even put down a bunch of temples. They have a lot of farming towers, yes, but only one temple. That's not enough for late game. I decided that since they tried to do this challenge on hard mode, I was also going to try to do this challenge on hard mode to put us at an even playing field, just to prove how much better I am than them at late game. They're probably better than me at everything else. Bloons chests, Bloons bosses, Bloons races, everything. So before any of you ask, this video was just to be as like a fun thing to do. I got this idea from Tuber. I got this idea from Tuber. I have no beef with them. I just want to see how far I can take this challenge because late game is like the one thing I'm not trash at. So once again, I'm doing this on a challenge without powers because powers are cringe. And I've decided to use Geraldo as my hero over Benjamin because Geraldo actually has late game potential with genies and ability cooldown reduction and stuff like that. I don't know what Geraldo sells, I don't use him, I play late game, although I have been doing a bunch of black ordering recently. I think the only intermediate map I have left is Shoots, and then I move on to the advanced maps. I'm really getting my hours up. My strategy here is very obvious. Put down as many banana farms as physically and morally possible, and then get defense. That's literally all I have to do, because I think my strategy of putting down actual towers that do damage is better than 2D's strategy of whatever that is. I don't usually ask for your subscription. I made a promise to myself that I would only do it once per month, and if you speak Spanish, you'll know that perfectly translates to once per month. I don't usually do it because I think it's dumb that other people, or other YouTubers specifically, expect you to dedicate your subscription feed with their videos. That's assuming their videos are better than everyone else on your subscription feed. I know for a fact that mine aren't. Already like 80% of you have clicked off and went on to, I don't know, watch the Tuber video. I recommend it. It's a good video, even if their strategy does suck. But you know what doesn't suck? Hitting the subscribe button. I'm sorry, I've never done that before. Please, no. Don't unsubscribe. I think Ninja Kiwi should accept the fact that Flavored Trades should be its name now, because Flavored Trades sounds garbage. If you add an extra L, then it sounds perfecto. And if you speak fluent Italian, you'll know that perfectly translates to subscribe right now. I'm assuming that a lot of you here have seen my round 36 Paragon video. Well, excellent news. HBomb just released a video about 2 weeks ago, and guess what? He gave KrulasFan164 and Orange Bloon a shout out. They absolutely deserve it. I deserve none of the credit, dude. What I did, alright, here's how I got my record. I looked at other people's farming strategies and copied it. It was incredible. The most brilliant idea I've ever had. I got a lot of views out of that. Worth it. But those guys really do deserve their shout out. I mean, they pioneered the pre-round 30 Paragon. HBomb even said that like the round 27 Paragon would change farming forever. No, he didn't. He said that it was useless outside of normal free play. The only reason that you would do it is for the record. IMF farming is useless in bosses. And you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. IMF farming, cringe. Yes, I'm going to be using that sound effect a lot in future videos because I like saying cringe a lot, and that keeps people around for longer, meaning I get more money, which is excellent because my last video got copyrighted and I didn't earn anything. So some random person of whom's copyright music I used 10 seconds of is now getting the 35 cents that I would have made from this video, which is fine. It's like 35 cents, but that's 70% of a lollipop. As you may have seen, the visual quality in this video might be a little bit choppy, and that's because OBS has kind of been acting up, so I decided that I should make sure that my farming setup has the least lag possible, and then I had my eureka moment. Of course, sniper monkeys, they reduce lag instead of adding to it. It was a brilliant no, this made it so much worse. I am not kidding, I was hitting 6 FPS. 6. The only reason you're seeing more is because I've sped it up to like 20x here, because I have 8.5 hours of footage, and it'd just be so painful to sit through all of that at 6 FPS. No! So from here on out, it's just going to be a lot of farming until I actually start building my temple setup. And I can't think of anything to say. Smooth transition to interesting stuff, and now we are at the interesting temple building thing. So as you can see here, I'm getting a bunch of temples and this true sun god, so that I will be able to afford more money and get defense. This setup is mainly going to consist of a bunch of temples placed perfectly, so that I do not sacrifice any temples. Now, sacrificing a temple would be bad, and by that point, if I sacrifice a temple too late by accident, then I'm going to be too lazy to want to try and go back. And each temple makes a difference, man, because we're talking like plus 5% in DPS. That may not sound like a lot, but in late game bloons, that's a lot. So, as long as I don't sacrifice any temples, we should be okay. Okay, we are now going to do a surprise Q&A with the audience. I will be taking 3 questions. Right, first question. Brazier, did you just sacrifice your temple after you had a whole monologue about not sacrificing your temple? That is an excellent question, and my response is that there was never a temple there in the first place. Next question. Brazier, it very clearly looks like you did indeed have a temple there that you sacrificed and your money counter went down, and this is obvious later in the run. Alright, good point. Well, my other response is that hackers hacked my game, and gave my temples too much range. This was originally meant to help me, but instead it appeared as it sacrificed one of my temples. Last question. Brazier, are you ever going to upload the finale to the top path first middle path first bottom path series? No. Anyway, back to the video. After not sacrificing nothing to nowhere, I just finished building the rest of my defense. I mean, there was nothing left to do at this point. The only thing I could do is build temples, put down towers, AFK. Literally, just for the last 4 hours of this recording, I just AFK'd the entire time. Because none of the abilities down at the bottom, none of these towers give useful abilities. All they are is money-making. That is the one downside of this challenge, having money-making towers, meaning you have no useful damage abilities. I mean, maybe I could have optimized Geraldo, but Geraldo wouldn't have made much of a difference anyway. So, as I AFK the next 4 hours, you can AFK about the next 10 minutes. Or however long I want to spend, as I need watch hours. Alternatively, you could skip to the end of the video, where I will have the time or the round show on the screen here, probably the time because the round is saved for later. That's pretty much it from me. I will see you about 45 seconds until this video is over. And there you have it, round 239, with only money-making towers. Take that, Tuber. 141? Pathetic. We only accept above 200 rounds on this YouTube channel, unless of course I have a challenge that doesn't allow me to do that, in which case, whatever. But that was how far you could get with only money-making towers. And now I will host one more question with a surprise Q&A with the audience. Brazil, you died to DDTs, not the badge health, so if you had not been AFKing, couldn't you have just used the Pirate Lord's ability to absorb the DDTs and then finish off the GOMGs for later? Or are you implying that you're too lazy to actually care about your YouTube channel or your viewers? That's an excellent question, and one that I am not going to respond to. Quick, end the video!